So this is a Lunar Clubman ES. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker, you've got 2 gas bottle tie downs where you can carry a maximum of 2 6-kilogram propane gas bottles. And on the bulkhead, you have your gas changeover valve where you have an arrow pointing towards this side, and you can turn it over so it points towards the opposite side should you wish it to. Coming down the side of the caravan, you've got your Aldi heating and hot water flue, very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe. You've then got your wind down legs on either side of the front to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. They're only there for stabilising the van, not lifting the van, and there's 2 more that come from the back also. You've then got your water pump connection, very simple to use. Pull back the blue trigger and pull the pump out the side of the van, and then the same to push it into the side of the van and lock it in place with the trigger. Dog shower attachment on this side, and you've got the water filter in the top here. You've then got your battery box with your 100 amp leisure battery that we've put in place now to demonstrate everything is working. You have your mains power lead coming into the side of the van from the power on site to the caravan itself. The motor mover and wheel nuts, we're going to torque the wheel nuts prior to you leaving sight with the caravan, and we'll demonstrate the motor mover. We've then got the 2 wastewater vent pipes coming out the side of the van, so you'll put your 2 grey pipes into the large diameter holes and drop them down inside your Wastemaster. And that's essentially the fresh water that comes from the sinks and the shower at the front of the caravan. You've then got your toilet flush tank. You'll take the cap off here. You'll put 3.5 litres in for the toilet flush tank. And in the bottom, you've got your toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling up the green handle and pulling the cassette out. You've got a grey neck here that turns out 90 degrees to tip the waste away. The cap here is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette, you've got a green pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. In this cassette, it's got you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the pink blue fluid prior to use. Around the back of the van, you've got your 2 wind down legs on either side at the back to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. On the door side, you've got your 2 fridge vents. 2 fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. Behind one of those, you've also got a gas flue for when you're running the fridge on gas. Then got your storage locker for underneath the seating on the front left hand side of the van, and your barbecue gas point. Coming down to the back of the van, or coming back into the van now. As you come in the door, on the left hand side, you've got your main control panel for the caravan. So you've got your master power switch here, on and off. You've got your voltmeter at the top to tell you how much power is in the battery on board the caravan. You've got the awning light for the outside of the caravan, and then you've got your internal roof lighting on the switch just here. So turn the water pump off now, as I'll come back to that in a moment. First thing you're going to need to do is to make sure that the drain down valve is in the correct position so you can fill the water system up, and you'll find that underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan. So that yellow valve needs to be flat with the floor as it is at the moment to allow you to fill the water system up, and upright pointing towards the bottom of the seat to drain the water system down. So when it's flat with the floor as it is now, that means you can fill the system up. Also, while we're underneath here, I'm just going to show you where the 240 trip switches are. So underneath the seat here, you've got your 240 trip switches. Little test for you: if you hit the test button here and this blue switch drops down, it means you have power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. If it does not drop down, it means you have no power coming into the van. Below that, you've got your 12 volt fuses for when you're running the caravan on 12 volts. Each of these is individually marked, and it tells you what fuse should be in each point there. Once that yellow valve's flat with the floor, you can come over to all the taps on board the caravan and prepare to fill the water system up. So as you can see, I've already pre-filled the system, but I'm just going to let the pressure run down slightly so you can see what will happen. Once the pressure runs down, essentially, you'll come to the control panel by the door, turn the water pump on, and to start with, as you see, it's going to spit and splatter as it's filling the system up. But once the system is completely full, you'll have water running continuously out of every tap on board the caravan. So you do need to bleed all of the taps on board the caravan for the water system to fill up. You can then shut the taps off once you have water running out of every tap, and at that point you can start thinking about warming the water on board the caravan. That's where the Aldi heating and hot water control panel comes in. So you hit the power button here and it turns the control panel on. Top left hand corner, you've got an indicator to say the heating pump is running. Top right hand side, you've got an indicator to say you've got mains power coming to the heating system, and below that you've got the current room temperature. Bottom right hand side, you've got a menu button which you'll press to come into the options for the caravan. And you've got minus or plus to set your room temperature. Below that, you've got the amount of, you got your water temperature, so you've got hot water on when the bar's halfway up. and hot water boost when this bar is completely full. Below that, you have the amount of electric coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. So you've got the option of 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts. Now here on site, we can run a maximum of 1 kilowatt. So that's what we're running the heating and hot water systems on at the moment. You can also run it as a combination with the gas and the electric at the same time, or gas on its own. And this control panel will run off your 12-volt supply on board the caravan. To ignite the gas system, you need to make sure the gas bottle's turned on. Hit the on button and it will self-ignite on gas. Then once it's ignited, it will stay green on this right hand side bottom here, and if it fails to ignite, it will actually come up with gas fail at the bottom of the screen with 2 exclamation marks either end. You have got some advanced options in here that you can unlock, but they are locked at the moment. You just need to hit the unlock button here and it will take you into the options for the control panel. Just going to lock that again for now. To go into those options, we do advise you read the manual fully that comes with the caravan, as if you potentially go through the wrong settings in there or put the wrong settings in, it could actually turn the control panel off completely. Next up, we're going to go to the hob, grill and oven. Now the hob has an electric ring on the back here. That will only work if you have 240 mains power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. If you don't, the electric ring will not work, the same as the microwave will not work on the opposite side of the van. To get that to come on, you press the eco button here and it wakes the microwave back up. You've then got the rest of the grill and oven. So hob, grill and oven, like I said, the rest of the appliances will work on gas there, as you'd expect them to. The gas bottle would need to be on, and you have your igniter on the front here. You've then got your fridge. The fridge is very simple to use. You've got your power button on the front, so you turn the fridge on. At the moment, the fridge is trying to ignite on gas. Now, the gas isn't currently connected, as you know, but what will happen is if it fails to ignite, it will flash the blue light here, and it will also flash the red warning triangle on the opposite side. Press and hold the triangle, and it will reset the igniter should it fail to ignite, and it will allow the gas to reignite again, or to try and reignite. If you're on gas or mains, you can control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right-hand side here. Talking to mains, 240-volt mains here. So you hit the button and it will turn onto the electric mode. It will chill down to the temperature that you have set here, but it does take quite a while to do. So bear with it and give it a chance to cool down prior to putting your items in, or make sure you have it connected to the car when you are travelling, just so it acts as a cool box when you're travelling, and it will cool the fridge down ready for when you get on site. Talking to the cool box mode, if you're connected to the car and you have the right power supply in the car, you'll be able to hit the 12-volt battery here. It'll be the 12-volt supply from the car you are towing with rather than the caravan's battery itself. So like I said, you'd need to hit the 12-volt option and it will allow you to run this fridge as a cool box. When you are on the 12-volt mode, you can have the main control panel turned off inside the door up there, and you do not need to turn any other switches or flick any switches across like you have to with some of the older vans. It is just a very simple case of turning the fridge on and selecting the 12-volt mode. So that's your fridge as well. Coming into the back of the caravan now, we have the toilet system itself, the toilet. Indicator here on the top left hand side indicates that the toilet cassette is not in place and it needs putting back in. Top right hand side indicates the toilet waste cassette is completely full. Bottom symbol here indicates the toilet cassette is halfway full, and then you've got your toilet fill tank telling you that you need to refill the toilet tank, the flush tank itself. You've then got your electric flush on the centre here. Toilet seat itself does actually turn for your convenience, as you can see. Below the toilet you have your grey waste handle. Now to open the grey waste handle, you need to pull this grey handle straight open and then have it in the closed position when you're trying to remove that toilet waste cassette from underneath the van. If you don't have it in the closed position when you're trying to remove the toilet waste cassette, it will actually lock the toilet waste cassette in place and stop you from removing it. So like I said, you do need to make sure it's back in the closed position before trying to remove it. You then have your towel rail in the bathroom. Now, this is just a note to remember, the towel rail does hold a lot of heat once it has been used, so please bear that in mind, especially if you have any little ones in the caravan at all. But that will hold a lot of heat even when it's turned off after it's been used. So this is the Lunar Clubman ES. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye bye.